All right, so it's another eBay antique unboxing, and I took my address off so no crack maniac show up. All right, let's get this box open. All right, so here's a little down low on the history of why I ordered this. So I collect antique perfume bottles and scent bottles, and I saw this listed on eBay where to buy it now. That was actually quite decent. Quite decent. Okay, quite decent. And but the seller didn't know anything about antique or vintage perfume bottles, and so I didn't even know if this thing worked. So without trying to tip him off, if you know what I mean, that this thing was worth more than he had to buy it now for, I tried to nonchalantly find out if this thing even worked, because a lot of times the atomizer sprayers get broken or seize up, and if you get a bottle with a seized up atomizer, it ends up being useless. So I sort of questioned him in a certain way, and apparently this thing works. All right. Oh, he packed it. Unbelievable. And this thing is really heavy. In the picture, it looks like it's a tiny glass French perfume bottle from the 20s. And why are we out of focus? Oh, there we go. And so I don't know why this thing is so heavy. Oh, God, imagine he sent me the wrong thing. That's happened to me before, by the way, on eBay. Oh, oh my God. Becca. Wasn't that a rap song? She's got such a big butt. Baby got back. Okay, actually, not funny. Oh, wow. Look at that. Okay. Okay, this thing is way big. Oh my God, is this thing heavy? This thing weighs at least 2 pounds. I've never had an atomizer bottle from the 20s weigh close to about 2 pounds. This thing is solid. All right, I'm going to actually take my phone off the stand and show you the details. Holy schmoly. Okay, so let's see if this thing works. Actually, I asked him in the question, I said, does the little button pop up? And he said, well, there's a button there. That's all I know. And I was like, does the button work? If you know what I mean. Does the atomizer pop up? And I didn't want to give him too many clues because then he would have raised the price on this thing and then I wouldn't be able to afford it. So I said to him, when you press the little button, and turn your finger counterclockwise or clockwise, does something on it pop up? And his answer was yes. So let's see if that happens. So he said yes, and we will find out. Uh-oh. 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 As us Italians in New York say, it's a nice. Oh my goodness. I couldn't get this to pop up, and I was like freaking out. And as you can see, if you look in there, there's gunk in there from 100 years. And so what we have here is what I think, and I'm no expert, a Baccarat French cut glass ruby red perfume bottle, and these are really, really expensive. Now it still has the residue inside of it. I am going to clean this out. I'm going to clean this out in here, and I'm going to WD-40 this, and I'm going to try to re-chrome this, or at least clean the chrome on this, because as you can see, it's seen better days. So let me go to cleaning and polishing, and I'll be right back. Now, these are worth a pretty penny, especially in this size, weighing about 2 pounds. I've actually, in all my years of collecting, 1920s atomizer piston pump. Actually, this is called a piston pump. Perfume atomizer bottles. I've never seen one this big and this heavy before. I scored majorly big. So let me get to cleaning it, and I'll be back and I'll show it to you all cleaned up and all shined up. Actually, before I do so, why not teach you a little bit about like the components of these things? And it's missing a chain. There would have been a chain hanging from the sprayer, like the part where the perfume comes out, with a little cap on it, but that's long gone. And actually, I'm not quite surprised by that. So what we do is generally to try to clean these old things. By the way, this was made in about 1920 to about 1925, and again, it was made by Baccarat in France, who makes to this day, and from the 1700s, some of the finest crystal hand-blown glass in the world. You won't see glass, French glass, better than Baccarat glass. And this thing is filthy, and I'm sure there's old remnants of perfume in here, and I want to smell it right now. Oh my God, it is heavenly. 100-year-old perfume still smells like the day it was made. So here you go. This is the components and what makes up these bottles. And here you go. I'm going to clean in here. And now my dog has to ruin my YouTube video as usual. There's always something. And look at the crud on this. I mean, this is in really gnarly shape. That's a perfume and gunk that's collected for over 100 years. So let's get that cleaned and shined. I'll try to like clean the nickel on here, which I doubt will look better. It just might be a little shinier, and let's get going. I figured why not show you guys in case, you know, you want to try to clean up and restore one of these old bottles. And again, look at this gunk. I mean, there's gunk everywhere. It's in really, really gnarly shape. I mean, this is like crust. So I do not want to get this wet at all. If you get water inside of here and inside of this top part in here, you're screwed. Pretty much it will actually destroy the metal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an old toothbrush and use some WD-40. This is my antique cleaning toothbrush. It's still got patina on it from cleaning other antiques. And so what I want to do is I want to try to get this white powder or crust out of here. Actually, let me put a napkin down. It's still going to get messy on my counter. All right. And so let that penetrate a second. I don't even know if you can see this. And just get in there with the toothbrush and you're going to see some of this gunk is going to start coming out. And you're just brushing out the old powder and debris on this. Let me get some more in there, and too much just flew out of the can. Of course, that's going to happen. All right. And just try to get this debris out of here, if you know what I mean. And also the WD-40 is good for the mechanisms of this. So I'm getting in there again with that WD-40, lube that baby up. And the lube is actually a good thing on something that hasn't been lubed in over 100 years. Sometimes you can even see the maker's mark when you brush away this stuff. You'll find out more clues about who made this. So now a lot of times famous French glass makers would make the glass parts of the bottle, but different metal manufacturers and silversmiths and all sorts of people would make the other parts of the mechanisms for the atomizer. So there we go. You're probably bored off your tits right now. You'd probably rather hit the back button than watch this crap. But here we go. So we're getting as much crud off as we can. All right, now I have to get in here. And I don't even know if you can see, but that is really bad. So I'll be back. All right, so I got WD-40 in here. I started to use the toothbrush, and you can see a lot of gunk coming out of here. So now I'm going to just take some Q-tips and clean out the inside of this. And already the pump is working way better. It's like easy now to go, push it up and down and to get it pumping. All right, I'm going to continue to go. Now, I think there's some markings on the bottom. I couldn't really make it out, but now we're starting to see it. And pretty soon, maybe I'll even know the manufacturer of this pump. I don't know. I'm trying to like do a close-up here, but yeah, I don't see anything so far. So the amount of filth that came off of this is unbelievable. I mean, look how nasty that is. And now we're starting to get, get crack in here. You can see it's nice and gold inside there. A lot of the filth was really, really, really stuck on the stem. All right, and I'm going to actually really fast show you around the time frame ads for these beautiful atomizer bottles and how many different designs they came in. My go-to website for antique perfume bottles. It's called PerfumeAtomizersBlogspot.com, and whoever made this is phenomenal. Okay, she has a Etsy shop called Perfume Fetish, and God bless this lady. So she shows a whole bunch of articles. These were started being made probably about 1910, maybe a little earlier, but they were more popular in the 20s and 30s. And here's some advertisements for such bottles like these. This one is from 1912. Most of these were French. Some of them were Bohemian. And yeah, she's showing an original bill from a person who purchased from one of these manufacturers, and that is 1923. And she even shows you how to clean these, about the different mountings and markings you'll come across. Here's Another such bottle. This is from 1900, and she shows you a whole bunch of different kinds of atomizer bottles on her blog, which is quite interesting. Now I'll show you some other ads. So we're back on her blog again, and she's showing you different ads. Here's a 1928 ad, and look how much money they were back then. Now this is 1920s prices, which would be quite pricey in today's money. This would probably be, I pretty much don't know about the charts of conversion, but at least $100, if not more, for some of these bottles. Here we go. Fine French atomizers. Now the French were the kings of making these type of things. And there's makers such as Marcel Franck, who would actually have different French glass makers make the glass for him, and he supplied the hardware and the piston pumps and atomizers. Here we go. Here's some more ads. This is 1913 for more of these piston pump atomizers with different French glass makers making the glass. And really, that is cool. Now, this is French ads. So here we go. Here's more of them. And so you see the different designs that were made, which is quite cool. And here's another ad, the time frame. All right, so let's get to cleaning, and we'll check it out. I see, wow, she has more on her blog. This lady is great. So here's some other examples. This one is from the 1920s, another French glass maker making one of these. Very, very cool. Let's check out Baccarat glass. And they made all different kinds of perfume bottles out of beautiful crystal and glass. Here we go, more Baccarat. And I really love Baccarat glass. Any kind of antique Baccarat glass. All right, so it's not 100 times better. It was very, very hard to get the nickel cleans. Nickel is like almost impossible, like antique nickel that's been, you know, it lost its luster from the years, is like really hard to clean. But look at this Baccarat glass. I mean, it's absolutely exquisite. And it's so heavy. I should get the scale out and weigh this. So I scored. This was a great score. Thank goodness that the pump works, because if the pump doesn't work, it has like zero value. But again, look at that. We have the star symbol in the center, all this etching. This is so Deco, so beautiful, so early 20th century. And this was another score on eBay. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all soon. So long.